What's good, peeps? What is good? How's everyone doing? Hopefully, you're all doing very, very well. Hopefully, everyone had a good week. I had a decent week. Not the best week, a decent week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, fine, like perfect. Thursday, I had the FA Cup draw. I think I mentioned it a few days ago. I had the FA Cup draw. It was the fourth qualifying round, so it was like the round before the first round proper. And I done the draw on my show on TalkSport, and wasn't great. Wasn't great, people. Yeah, just one of those things. Just one of those things. You just got to move on and just suck it up. So basically, it was a whole bunch of teams like that I don't know. Can't lie to you, I don't know. It wasn't like your Liverpools and your Man Cities, whatever. It was teams like in leagues below the National League. So we're talking way, way down. So a lot of the teams I've never heard of in my life. And I got a couple, no, more than a couple. I got like 5 teams. I pronounced the names of 5 teams wrong. So I got the pronunciations wrong. And as you can imagine, the fans of those teams weren't very happy with me, and they let me know on social media. So yeah, it wasn't the greatest. Wasn't the greatest at all. I did reach out to a few of those teams and apologize personally, just because I felt bad. Not because I was asked to, because I felt bad. And one of the teams I actually got on TalkSport today being Friday, and just to have a conversation with. And they were very, very happy to come on. Just because, again, I just felt bad about getting the pronunciations wrong. I would be upset if I was a fan of those teams, right? It's like me seeing Liverpool and calling it Liverpool. You'd be livid, right? So I was upset with myself. I should have done way more research. I've done a lot of research, but I should have done way more research. I just thought I knew the pronunciations of the teams, and I got it wrong. So yeah, wasn't a great day. You know what it is? I'm, don't know. I have this imposter syndrome. It's clearly a thing. It's a real thing, whereby I don't think I belong where I am. So when I make mistakes like that, I question whether or not it's going to be over. It's true. It gets that deep where I think, okay, they're going to call me in the room and say, Ade, sorry. And I have that. And you might think, what? How can you have that when you've done ESPN, Sky, CNN, all those things you've done? But I still have it. I have it. So when I make mistakes like that, it just sits with me for like 24 hours at least. So today, being Friday, I had to go for a drink after work just because I thought I need a fucking drink. So I went for a drink. I've had my drink and I've come home and I've said, you know what? There's nothing better I like doing than this. So it's literally 1 a.m. and I'm filming just because I want to talk boxing, because I feel no pressure sitting here. Like, here is just whatever. If I make a mistake, fuck it, you know. Yeah, all right, let's talk boxing. What's happened? Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev has finally been announced. That date is December 12th, as a lot of you guys probably knew. But December 12th is the date, and it's going to be at the O2. I think Eddie Hearn's hoping there'll be some fans allowed. We don't know yet, but we're hoping there'll be some, right? I mean, if I don't know how many people went to go and watch Arsene Wenger the other day, right? Arsene Wenger doing a fucking, I think it was a chat with Dan Walker. I think 400 or 500 people went to that. So, I mean, come on, you can get some fans in. I know people might laugh at that number, 400 or 500, but it's better than no fans, right? I don't know how they're going to pick who gets in, but I'd rather have some than none. So yeah, AJ versus Pulev is done. I feel like of all the fights that were announced before COVID, I think like 90% of them have happened. In fact, I'd go as far as saying 99%. I think the only fight that hasn't happened is Wilder Fury. In terms of fights that were signed and sealed, like fights that were announced, Wilder Fury is probably the only fight that hasn't happened. The only other fight that I can think of is Billy Joe Saunders Canelo. That was very, very close to happening. If it wasn't no COVID, we would have seen Billy Joe Saunders Canelo. So I'm still baffled as to why that fight didn't happen. Like, okay, it didn't happen because of COVID, but I'm still baffled as to why it didn't happen after COVID. Was it a money thing? Like why? I don't know. But back to Joshua Pulev. I'm happy it's happening December 12th. I think it makes sense, especially if we are trying to push a Fury Pulev, sorry, a Fury, I hope I didn't curse it there, a Fury Joshua fight in the new year. The fact that Fury is scheduled to fight December 5th, if he wins his fight against a Caballero maybe, and then Joshua wins his fight, they're so close, you can start the build-up immediately. So I am happy it's happening. I still think there are question marks about AJ. I do. Look, I still remember the Ruiz fight, the first one. It still sits with me. It haunts me as a big AJ fan. I was there for the second one. I went to Saudi Arabia. I was up close and personal watching that fight. And it was a different AJ. It was an AJ that was on his toes, moving, jabbing, using that amateur boxing pedigree that he has. It wasn't the AJ I like to see, but it was an AJ that got the job done, ticked the box and moved on. What AJ are we going to see? What AJ? Is there still vulnerability there? I think there is. So it's a big fight. It's a big fight, and I'm not looking past Pulev. It probably sounds like I am when I keep talking about AJ versus Fury or AJ versus Wilder or even AJ versus Usyk maybe. I'm not looking past Pulev. It's more hope. I want and hope and pray he wins. Not I understand, not that that I fully think he's going to win. Like, I'm not 100% AJ's going to win this fight. I'm not, just because of the Ruiz fight. Just because I know that Pulev is solid. He's not Ruiz, obviously. He's not fast in his toes. He doesn't have fast hands, but he's a big, strong guy that can punch. He still has a fantastic job. He's got a good boxing IQ. Who knows, right? This is the heavyweight division, man. Who knows what can happen? How many people had Povetkin beating Dillian White? Especially like the way he beat Dillian White, that knockout. How many, like, it can happen. It can happen. So I just hope that AJ gets the job done. It's good to see him back at the O2. Interesting choice of venue. Again, I'm guessing it's because they hope fans are going to be there and you can segregate fans in such a big venue. But you do wonder why book a massive venue like that, unless it's the Indigo. Not quite sure which is a smaller one. But why book a massive venue like that, which is going to be money if there's going to be no fans allowed? You kind of wonder what's the point. But nonetheless, it's good to see the big man back. And I hope that he can get the job done. I'm trying to think when his fight with Andy Ruiz was. December 5th, I think? Was it 1st? I can't remember. But basically, he's been out the ring a year. That's a long time. What weight will he come in? Will he be slim, small AJ that came in at like 16 stone 10? I can't remember what it was against Ruiz. Or will he go back to being big AJ 18 stone maybe? I guess we'll wait and see, right? We'll wait and see. All right, so the weigh-in was today. Again, I have to confirm the day. Today being Friday, or Saturday morning, to be honest. For Loma versus Lopez. Both guys did look fantastic on the scales. Teofimo Lopez looked fantastic on the scales. He really did. This is a guy that I think lives the life. I always criticize fighters for not living a life. He is someone that clearly lives the life. He looked in great shape. I've watched the 2, or was it 3, I think, behind the scenes things that Top Rank done, very similar to 24/7. They were great as well. Congratulations to Top Rank for putting that together. It looked really good, right? Especially when they were talking about the relationships with Loma and his dad and Teofimo and his dad, which seems to be a relationship that's broken down now. It seems to be more boxer coached and father son. But nonetheless, can't wait for it. You guys know the way I'm going. I'm going Loma all the way, like super confident. No stuttering, no hesitation. Loma all the way on this. I think Teofimo is a good fighter. I really do. I mean, for him to step up now and take this fight, credit to him. He didn't have to, by the way. Some people are saying, oh yeah, but he's getting paid. It's a chance of becoming an undisputed, but he still don't have to. He still can just make a couple of defensive. He's IB. You can still do that. We see it all the time. So for him to say, no, I want to face the pound for pounder, I think I can beat him. And he's very confident in the fact that he can beat him. I just feel like boxing at the very highest level doesn't come down to, I don't even think boxing at this high level comes down to size, strength, and skill. It comes down to who can make the adjustments. That's it at the elite level. Everyone can start piling on and saying, oh, this and that. Oh, did you see the weigh-ins and eye to eye and he blinked first and all this crap. It's crap. It comes down to who can make the adjustments quickest. That's all it is. All it is. That's why you see the greats. Like you watch a Floyd, and that's why Floyd's amazing. You know, I watch Floyd, and I swear to God, he's the best at making adjustments. Right? It's almost like the first round, Floyd just almost. I don't want to say he gives it away, but it's almost like he just has a look. Always has a look. Has a look at where the guy's placing his feet. Has a look at where the guy, his hands are. His hands are low, high. Has a feel how strong the guy is, and it's almost like, okay, I've got to make that adjustment. It makes the adjustment, and then Floyd just comfortably goes away. And I think Loma is just going to make those adjustments. That's it. It's not about, oh, he's going to do this and do that, and he's got the boxing IQ. No, I just think he's going to make the adjustments a lot quicker than Teofimo, and that's all it is. Don't let people look. I to be fair, I always get my predictions wrong, but don't let people like bedazzle you with this information about this and that. And it's all about, at the elite level, adjustments. That's all it is, nothing more. And I just feel like, again, Loma's going to make those adjustments, but that's not saying Teofimo isn't a great fighter, a very good fighter, but Loma's just a bit too good. I saw something about Demetrius Andrade. Let's have a quick look at his box rec quickly. Demetrius Andrade is fighting someone whose name skips a beat. Okay, he's fighting a guy called Dusty Harrison. I can't lie to you, this fight has come from absolutely nowhere. Dusty Hernandez Harrison, unbeaten fighter, 34-0, 20 knockouts. Never heard of him. His real name is Arturo Harrison Hernandez. I wonder if he was named after Arturo Gatti. Might have been. He's only 26, possibly. Yeah. I mean, this guy was fighting at welterweight, by the way, welter in 2016. This fight is at super middle. This fight is at 168. His last fight was against Les Sherrington, who was 38-14. Stopped him, to be fair. Before that, Angel, who knows, 21-11. Before that, Fred Jenkins, 10-5. Before that, Bruce Rumbos, 22-35. That's his last 4 fights. I feel bad doing this, what I'm about to do. This isn't no reflection on Dusty Harrison. He's an unbeaten fighter, and he must have seen what's going round right now. Everyone fully upset about this opponent for Demetrius Andrade. It's nothing to do with him. Like, I feel sorry for him because he's worked his way up, right? This is his opportunity. He's probably thinking, oh my God, this is my opportunity. I've worked my way up. I'm 34-0. Nothing against him at all. This is all against Demetrius Andrade. All against him right now. I've seen some people say, okay, yeah, but he's got a fight. He's mandatory against Liam Williams coming up, and, you know, this is almost a stay busy fight, warm-up fight. How many fucking stay busy fights is Demetrius Andrade going to have? Like, I thought Luke Keeler was a stay busy fight. I thought Sulecki, who's a good boxer, again, though, was a kind of stay busy fight. Akavov. Before that, Katundokwa. I mean, I'm a big Demetrius Andrade fan, I am, but he has done nothing at 160. And you know what? It might not be his fault. He was supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders, and that fight kind of fell through, right? It's not his fault. But come on. The idea was you to sign to Matchroom and DAZN was to get the fights. It was to get the fights. He's 32 now, and he's fought nobody. And it's funny because this guy left a statement the other day saying, I don't want to fight Liam Williams because I want the big fights, and Liam Williams, unfortunately, brings nothing to the table. What does Harrison bring to the table? What does Harrison bring to the table? Right. I've never heard of Harrison, you know. Maybe that's my lack of boxing knowledge, but I've never heard of him. Unbeaten fighter, 34, and I've never heard of him. It's disappointing for Mandra. It really is disappointing. I'm not having this I've stayed busy fight. I mean, the people in and around you, and when I think of the people, I think of the Charlos. I mean, one Charlo just fought Rosario. world champion. The other Charlo fought Derevyanchenko, who just came off a couple of good fights back-to-back against Gennady Golovkin and Danny Jacobs. You know, so it's all well and good saying you want those fights. They're fighting people. They're fighting. You're not. You're not. Disappointing, man. Thoroughly disappointed. And the thing is, I actually like the Liam Williams fight, but I can imagine the noise from the States will be like, who? I like Liam Williams. I think Liam Williams got a good chance of beating Andrade, by the way. I say good chance. I give him a 40% chance, 40. But I guess if you're Andrade, if you're an Andrade fan, if you're an Andrade follower in the States, you're going to be looking at his recent resume. Like, even if Liam Williams comes after, let's just say he fights Liam Williams after, right? So it's going to be Liam Williams, Dusty Harrison, Luke Keeler, Sulecki, Akevov, Kutundokwa, Alantes Fox, Jack Colke was quite decent, Willie Nelson, Dario Puchetta, Brian Rose. That's his last 10, I think. Need I say more, people? Need I say more? All right, what else we got here? Luis Ortiz versus Alexander Flores has been announced. We're not even going to talk about that because I ain't going to bother waste my time. Murat Gassiev, I'm sure is fighting Sefa Safiri. Is that right? 1 second. Murat Gassiev, box rec. Sure that's right. We've been waiting for this guy to fight someone. And I'm sure it's... Yes. He's fighting Sefa Safiri. It was supposed to be Kevin Johnson. So people might say, oh, it's not his fault. It's supposed to be Kevin Johnson. He hasn't fought, since the 21st of July, 2018. He hasn't fought for 30 months? 30 months or so, whatever it is, right? No, that's wrong. 27, 28 months he hasn't fought for. And his opponent when he comes back is Sefa Safiri. Let's move on quickly. What else we got? Sorry, that's just, boxing. Boxing, people. Has there been any mention about Tyson Fury, by the way, on who he's fighting? That's gone quiet again. Let's hope. Let's hope it's someone. Let's hope it's someone in that top 15, because you know how it works, people. You know how it works. Lewis Ritson, Miguel Vasquez tomorrow should be a decent little scrap. Lewis Ritson, the Sandman. I don't see what we've got here next. What? What's this? Chris Bird in training. Down to middleweight. What Chris Bird is this? Oh, God. He looks in good shape, though, I'll be honest with you. He looks in fantastic shape. But this is Chris Bird, the Chris Bird, by the way, former heavyweight champion, two-time heavyweight champion, who is now at 163 pounds, is 50. Bloody hell, he's giving me hope. He looks in fantastic shape for 50. What is this, though? He must be one of the most unmemorable heavyweight champions of all time. Like, I actually thought Chris Bird was a good fighter, but people must just forget him. Like, completely forget him. It's weird. He's trying to say now, look, that he actually was a middleweight and ate his way up to heavyweight and then paid the price for it. And he said he went through 11 years of suffering and now he's back down to basically his natural weight. Can't lie, there's a photo here on Boxing Scene. Go and check it out. He looks actually in fantastic shape. He's got a picture of his belts behind him. But why he wants to fight, well, I think we all know. But anyway, yeah, I think that's all the news. There's not much else. Can't wait to see Loma versus Lopez tomorrow. Joshua back December 12th. Should be good. Guys, peace and love.